Today I'll be talking about a passage from Epictetus's Discourses. And the passage is, "Be happy when you find that doctrines you have learned and analyzed are being tested by real events." Be happy when you are being tested by life. When all the work you put in, you are finally being tested and you are able to see how far you have come and if it's all been worth it. If you clicked on this video, I'm sure you have somewhat of a want to improve or to gain wisdom or to gain knowledge or whatever it may be, but I assume you want to improve yourself. And if you want to improve yourself and you are reading books and watching YouTube videos and researching topics that are pushing you into the direction of improving yourself, you should be happy when you are tested in real life with these things. It is giving you a chance to show what it's all been for. Epictetus has other lines in this book where he talks about, the Olympian going out to play and wishing he was back in training. He'd say, what was all that training for? Wasn't all that training for this moment, right here, right now? And now the moment's here. It's time to see how you did in training. It's clear how you have been practicing and how you have been doing in training when real life tests you. If you are caught off guard and ill prepared for the events that life is throwing at you, then it shows you weren't training hard or you weren't training in the right things, that the things that you were weak in, having an attachment to externals or being giving into anger and wrath or being mean to people, things of that nature, or giving into your lust or your greed. You know who you are. Everyone has their own vices and different problems, so you need to work on these. And when they are tested in real life, you should be happy. You should look at it as a good sparring partner, as life pairing you up with an opponent to show what it's all been for. If you spent hours reading and writing and learning matters of supreme importance on how to navigate life better, and you were never tested in these, what would be the point? It would all be a waste of time. But when you are tested, you beg to be back in training. You beg to be back in your books. You beg to be back writing. You beg to not go through the trial. But you have been preparing yourself for this trial. So when life tests you, don't beg to be back in training. Be happy that the test has finally come, that the day you have been preparing for is finally here, and you are able to show how far you have come. And you are also able to see how much more you need to learn and how much farther still you can go, where you still struggle with things. You can improve in one area while being stagnant in another area. And if your attention was to the left, you improved. Well, you're stagnant over here. You got to draw some energy and attention over to the right in the areas where you are stagnant in life and you are not improving. So when life tests you, don't look at it as, a hardship or why me, when you are learning and practicing and gaining knowledge on these topics and how to deal with them better. Be happy that you are being tested in the areas that you are trying to improve upon, because this is the best time. It's the best time to improve in real life circumstances. I like the example of discipline, where you can study discipline, but until you're on a strict diet and you're not allowed to eat that piece of cake, you don't practice that discipline. You can know what discipline means, you can know the definition, you can know a bunch of examples, but until you actually tell your will, no, we aren't doing that because this is not what we want, and you can refrain from giving into an action, then you don't truly know what it means to practice discipline. You don't truly know what it means to not give in, to let discipline guide you and let discipline be your destiny and lead you to the direction you want to be. Because the person you want to be in the moment, you're not always going to want to be that person. But if you have discipline, you can tell yourself, I don't want to do this right now, but to become this person that I want to be, I need to do this right now. I need, if you want to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. You might not want to be in a calorie deficit, but you need to be in a calorie deficit. There's no way to lose weight without it. And if you want to build muscle, then you have to go to the gym. You might not want to go to the gym, but you want to build muscle, so you need to go to the gym. You need discipline to get these things. And you can know what discipline is, but until real life pins you with a circumstance where you need to practice your discipline, you 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 don't have it built up yet. You have no discipline, even if you've studied it for 20 years. So be happy when life tests you, because this is where you are truly improved and you can truly get the impurities out of you. You know, I like the story of, 14 karat gold. And when you heat up 14 karat gold, the impurities come to the surface. And the only way you see these impurities is when it's exposed to high temperatures, high stress. And then the impurities come up and you are able to get them off the surface, and then you're left with pure gold. And in reference to real life, when you're hit with hard circumstances, when you're tested in a hard circumstance, your impurities are showing. You are seeing what is wrong with you, what you need to improve upon. And this is the time to get rid of them, because they'll still be there if you're not being tested. They'll just be under all the other stuff. But if you want to turn in to pure gold, then you need that heat and that stress to rise your impurities to surface level, so you can truly see them and truly nip them in the butt and stop them. But if you never get tested, if you never get exposed to high stress situations, then your impurities will just lurk underneath, and you'll never be able to get rid of them, and you'll never be pure gold because you'll never be tested. So when life tests you, just think of it as you're being pinned up with a sparring partner, and you're only going to be improved even if the sparring partner kicks your butt. If you have the right mindset and the right attitude, you will be improved by dealing with this hard opponent. So have the right mindset going into things of this nature, and you will come out better in failure or in success. John Maxwell, I think, has a book, and it's called Sometimes You Win and Sometimes You Learn. And that's so true if you have the right mindset about failure, about losing. You never truly lose if you learn. You never truly lose if you have the attitude and are able to get a benefit from the situation. You are able to become better for having lost, then it is not a loss because you have improved. So when you are tested, remember, this is the only way to become pure gold.